we have been having for past 10 years now. It's just, yes, we have government, but there's no true governance. When you look at other states, how they are progressing, establishing one thing or the other that bring development to the state, then you ask what is happening in River State, River State.
So what's your eyewitness, sir?
Hello?
So what's your eyewitness, sir?
Yeah, we are on eyewitness program.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is what is my mind actually.
Okay, eyewitness. Good evening, Maxwell. My eyewitness is our street Hosanna Crescent in Oigbo. I don't understand. Can you? Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, please.
My name is Tim. My eyewitness is about Rumunduru Eneka Road. Some time ago, that road was cut off because of a bad road. Now we have entered the dry season. I'm calling the River State government to come and help this road by realizing this road from Atelare to Eneka Link Road, so that this place is a road that connects to other states. From here, you can go to Imo State. From here, you can go to Delta and so on and so forth. So the road is too bad. Now we are entering dry season. Let them come and fly the road. Thank you. That's my eyewitness.
Thank you. Good evening. Hello. Good evening.
Hey, Thomas.
Yes, please go ahead.
My name is Honorable ATG.
Go ahead.
My eyewitness is the way the motorists, they are running one way backwards or something else. I think the government need to look into this issue. Everywhere you go, people are blowing one from one corner. And it is very dangerous act during this festive period. And to add to what you said, there is a particular tribe in Nigeria. Whenever something happens to one of them, usually that person will stop by and know why. In this part of this place, we don't have such zeal in us. So it's difficult. If a person will see you going through something and they will pass. But those people will not. They will stand together, defend themselves. So I think we need to inculcate such kind of attitude in us from this end.
Thank you. Good evening, go ahead.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I am Otiwabeze, Obogoma. Maxwell, you see, our Obogo village in Moha local government is suffering so much. Oh. Look at it, about 13 years. We have not seen light. 13 good years. We have not seen light. And the road Amechi constructed for us, Amechi stopped halfway. If you come to Obogo, you will see people, women with bent leg because of bad road. Because the road is linking from Obogo to Romeho Road. It's a farm road. If you see the suffering that my people are going through, you will think that we are outside Nigeria. Just if it is better, had it been that you have the chance of coming to see the road, you will discover that my people, mostly women, have bent legs because of falling on the road. That is one. I'm still talking about this local government pensioners. Whether we are not from River State, I don't know. We are foreigners to River State, I don't know. Myself, I retired in 2016. Nothing. A lot, as we went for education, a lot of us have died. And a lot being sick bed, they are on sick bed. River State don't want to pay us our gratuity and pension arrears. I don't know what is wrong with the local government I don't know why they don't want to look at local government pension here. So I'm begging the governor. He should try, as far as he putting efforts in many other things. He should enforce this local government pension board to pay us now. Are we going to take the money when we die? That is my case this night. Please, if the governor can come through you, pay us our pension and gratuity.
Thank you, sir.
For us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yes, good evening.
Master, good evening.
Go ahead.
I'm Shina once again, calling from Agri. Now, Maxwell, last week, I traveled to Ukeleme, that Apache side. And while coming back, I discovered that before you access that LMA bridge, you need to move towards Oyibo area before you could turn to climb up the bridge. I don't know why that flyover was constructed in that way, that they cannot access the bridge just as you approach it from LMA Road. Why is it like that? It's all proper. So let government do something on that. Thank you. That is my witness.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, Mr. Maxwell. My eyewitness is that there's no light in my area. PHN is fond of not giving light to people after collecting their bills. This is purity. Nepa mataya. Don't tire person. All right, 0810-9510. Everybody is talking about the appeal court declaring VIO illegal in Nigeria. The implementation with it, it's not about the court judgment, because in our climb we find it difficult to obey court judgment. The bourgeois, they find it difficult to obey court judgment. Institutions find it difficult also. Good evening.
Hello, Mr. Mark.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Mark, good evening.
Go ahead.
Mr. Mark, I like your work. Mr. Mark, in Ghana, local government is my idea. I say since from 1999, there is no light to come. No light. Both for our corner, moi, that. Even in no light. Throughout was 11, no light. You will need to go there and see. Mark, you need to go and see. We are tired. No light. Maybe local government chairman, maybe NDDC, maybe government. We are begging. Even for hospital, no hospital. For what level for Canada? Mark, we are begging. We are begging. I'm begging. My people are lacking for many things. You need to go and see his Mark. Hello?
We're listening to you.
Hello, Mr. Mark.
We're listening to you, sir.
You need to go and see it. All these things we are seeing in social media, say they are doing in Canada. Now just wasting of time. You need to go and see what people are passing through. Is there some place where we say they never see roads, right from the time where they create river, they never see light, no water, no food in Canada. I'm begging. I'm begging our government to look into it. I'm begging the government. Mr. Mark, help us and talk to Mr. Government to give us light. We need light. This is the home of current government, local government chairman. No light. We have no light.
Thank you, sir. Noted. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr.
Yes,
Maxwell.
please.
Good evening, Maxwell.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Go ahead.
How are you doing? My eyewitness is Sake calling from Lukboko. Please, you help us and tell Commissioner of Police, please. These police that they remove from VIP, they should send them back. The way then they collect money for road don't too much. I beg. Are you guys getting me? So they full road. If not, they will hit themselves. Oh. You they see where situation where they say no, matter not be laughing matter. Oh. You see this way come now, the way their eyes red, the rest part the people they. You know say they don't dey road to the extent where we say some driver feel pass when I come back. But this one say no. I beg stop. They go fight themselves. Oh. So if it is possible, make Tinubu allow them go back VIP, go stay. They don't fool everywhere for roads now. The money they collect they high. KK, you go sorry for them, bus drivers. It's not a big problem. Oh. I don't know how we do. Oh. So just have tell them a bit. Police they stop for road too much. Thank
All
you,
right.
Mr. Maxwell.
Thank you. Don't make me laugh. My eyewitness report is that my mom told me. Yeah. Oh, that is a private matter now. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, please.
This is Mr. Daniel.
Go ahead.
My eyewitness is about the commuters on the road. You know, it becomes something horrible and very careful to we the drivers. Why? Because in a bent corner, if I would say that it is a common car, you are navigating, and you are trying to avoid it, they will just stand there, sometimes with their children. They will to move out. And then it has become so hazardous to us. Just for recent, my colleague, a little child ran into his car, and before you know, the man spent over 70,000, which is not of his own fault, but it had happened. So they should please be cautioned and then know how to do this, because it's becoming something else. Now, these days now, cars are running out from human beings. It's not that human beings are running from cars now. They will see cars, they will just look at it. Next thing they will tell you let them get them. Notice they are there for it. So it's something else, please. They should educate them. Nowadays, they used to educate the drivers and the commuters. They will tell you when you want to cross the zebra crossing, this is how you do. But these days now, all those things are not there again. They should try and bring it back and then try to educate everybody so that everybody will know his own right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My witness is about the. Beg, leave this River State no get ambassador. If they have ambassador, will they give you food? Okay. Well, that's much we can take for this segment. We'll take a short break. Up next, security and you. We'll be looking at security tips for the Yuletide season. Stay with us.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM. Yeah.
to something you love and adore with all your heart. And that is what life, friendship, and love are all about. Maybe home is listening to all of your favorite shows on Today 95.1 FM. We create memories. We inspire comfort. We are the voice of the people, and we are home away from home.
Welcome back. Still your premium talk radio today, 95.1 FM. Time for security and you. We are already in the Yuletide season. From next week, people will be planning how they move. Some might want to travel, some might not travel. But whether you're going to travel or not, it's a season where there's movement. Movement into town, movement out of town. Movement from one point to the other. Celebrations here and there. Why people are celebrating and with so much joy, the guys from the underworld, they are also planning one or two nonsense. So it is very important that while the security agencies are also doing their job, you should also have some tips. You should also know some of the things you need to do per time. You get what I'm saying? For security reasons, because there will be celebrations across board, right? If that's the case, the security agencies are trying their best also. But they also need you to have some form of knowledge. Okechi Smith is a crime analyst. He is the CEO of Snow.net Nigeria Limited, a security company based here in Port Harcourt. He's also a master when it comes to AI and security management, a cybersecurity expert also. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Maxwell. Good evening. How are you doing today?
Great.
Yeah, good evening, listeners, once again. Mr. Maxwell, just like you highlighted, December is always a big period, and insecurity increases because there's always a spike during the Yuletide season. So many persons had actually become a victim of the Yuletide season. The Yuletide season, December through early January, is usually associated with celebrations, travel, shopping, and festive activities. But it is also the period when crime and criminality or insecurity spikes across the nation. Let me use the word. Criminals also exploit this rush. The movement of people increases during Yuletide season. Spending increases also, and this reduces vigilance to strike. But during Yuletide season, spending increases because people, Yuletide season, people are paid 13 months salary.
No, before everywhere, Mr. Smith. Oh. We are praying that they should do it in River State. Oh.
So they do in some places, and some bonuses are also paid in December and during the Easter season. So as such, there is actually increase in spending. And as regards that, the criminal takes advantage of this. over the past decade, the security agencies and private security analysts have also consistently recorded higher crime activity during December to January. And what are those crimes that are always increasing or this spike during this time is armed robbery. We have armed robbery, we have kidnapping, car snatching, pickpocketing, and phone snatching, home burglaries, ATM, and related fraud. Then social engineering scam. Is also there. If you go to or look at some online platforms, you will see people have started advertising some discount on this and discount on that. As such, social engineering scam has begun to take place already, all in the name of the youth season. Human trafficking is also one crime that you look out for during youth season. People will come to the village and tell you that they want to take care of your children to the city. As such, they want to give them better life. That is part of human trafficking. So these are crimes that are there. Road accident due to travel rush is also there. Street clashes and violence across nightlife is also there. The reason is simple. Why this crime spike every youth season? The reason is just that money is in circulation during this time. People travel and distractions increases. January people save money and they break their piggy bank in December. So, as well, everybody is targeting. In fact, any service you're doing, most times people are targeting breaking it in December. And you ask why? Because they want to buy more things. They want to do more of this. So these spikes, the reason is just simple. There is always more money during this season. If you go to some of these mechanic and car shops and all that, painters and all these artisans, some of them don't even have space again. Because most everyone wants to touch their car one or two to see that they travel and all that. So there's always money in the circulation. As such, there's high level of distraction, and that is where these guys take advantage. Why insecurity increased during the youth season? I've said one, increase of financial activity, salary bonuses, Christmas salaries, all these things are paid. People dash people money across board. 2 is high movement from urban to rural area and vice versa. Some persons will be coming from the urban to the rural area, to tell them that they've made it. So, as they are coming, that movement, the criminals also exploit that distraction. Now, nightlife and entertainment peak. There is usually increasing vulnerability here. Because of the youth season, people go to nightlife, as in nightclubs and all that. The nightlife increases, and as such, the car park sometimes may not also contain the crowd and all that. So some persons will tend to park outside the road. Outside the place, along the road. And when you finish your nightlife coming out, there's every tendency that some persons have watched the cars that are on the road, are parked along the road, and probably some cars that have snatching value. So that have snatching value might be a target. So nightlife entertainment is always on peak, and that is also vulnerability because criminals look at this. Criminal groups meet up yearly. They always have their target because they want to go and show the people in the village that they've actually made it. And because of this whole rush, there is also reduce in vigilance as people focus more on celebration than security. Yeah, because of this, people focuses more on celebration. You see, even people are beginning to plan. Those that wants to wed everybody wants to do everything before the end of December. Meanwhile, we have January, we have February up to this point. But everybody wants to fix. There is no free Saturday again. There is no free Sunday. There is no free. So, because of this whole activity and rush, there is a high rate of reduction in vigilance. As such, people do now focus more on celebration, so that increases insecurity. Now, what are the key security risks and insight points? Now, what does the public need to know, or what must they do in terms of this? December is a peak season for follow homes and robberies. I've stated that. Criminal monitors your ATM, they monitor all your bank transactions with fake, I've said online discounted this, black this and black that, Friday this and all that. So, as such, we just need to be very careful. I saw one advert that they sent to me, one fine phone I saw, and they said it's about 9,999 naira. I said, this kind of phone
don't cheap reach.
I said, this one, is it this one I'm seeing that they are displaying in this advert? Is it the one that they are selling? So these are things that people just fall prey to, and before you know, their money is taken because their focus is being distracted from that security aspect and now fixed in activity and celebrations. So as such, they don't even look at much of this. They just jump into this, and before you know, your money is taken from you. They train individuals with shopping. When they see you with big television cartons, AC cartons, sometimes we buy these things, you put them in your booth, you install your house. When you finish those cartons, please discard them properly. Just those cartons, because sometimes they don't even know what you have gotten. But by the time you're discarding the carton, and you're discarding a carton of 95 inches television, and they are seeing it close to your fence where you're waiting for the scavenger to come and carry, and you don't know who is passing. Say, this man don't buy this television, of which my friend will say there is kaba, of which there is good money. So as such, we need to be very careful in that. Many robberies happened between 20 to 50 meters away from the ATM and all that. So we need to be very careful when we go to ATM. Of course, we don't have much of it now. We do much of POS, but then we just need to be careful with our ATM card. Very important. Mr. Maxwell, let me tell you the fraud that is on now. Anytime you're going to POS points to do your transaction, please, you have to be intentional and attentive, and don't be distracted, because we also have fake ATM POS operators. Once you go, they have almost all the cards. So if you're bringing probably a particular bank card, And sometimes they want to distract you, you won't know. They will just say one thing and try to distract you. You know, you have to just be attentive to know exactly what's happening. Any slanted distraction you have, they will swap your card. And they will put their own, because they have every brand of bank. So they will just take your own. If it is bank A, they will give you another bank A that is not your own. And they will tell you to put in they will press it and tell you to put in your code. You know, by the time you struggle 2-3 times, and it will tell you incorrect PIN. So they will now want to get closer to you to see that they master that particular PIN. Because you're finding it difficult to put, and this is your PIN. You know, sometimes they will even tell you, what are you doing now? Okay, let's help you. And before you know, what are they doing? They are trying to master your PIN. Immediately you leave there, you are going with their own card. Of course, you know they swap your card. So they will just put in your card, and already, because you are having difficulty in applying your PIN, they have already know your PIN. They will just start debiting you. So we should be very careful. While you are in a point of sales operator, please don't even pick your call. Don't be distracted. Yes, to that extent, so that you know exactly what is happening, because there is increase in card swap. Number 2 is increased kidnapping for quick ransom. You know, kidnappers usually is on increase during this period, because you know it's a utah season. If they are able to get anybody, the family will want to do everything possible to pay before, just to make sure that their person, you know, did not spend the night or probably the year before the new year. So it's a peak period. As such, we need to be very careful with the cars we will board this period. We need to look out for registered companies if we are actually traveling. For those that will be doing all of that this period, we need to be very careful. Even the riders, the delivery guys now, we also need to, you know, be careful to get those registered ones that you know that are registered, because this period, because of the rush, most times you could actually call some that will come and give information. So most kidnappers prefer low profile as an easy target than even the rich people, because they know that whenever they get any person within this period, the family will do everything humanly possible to bring you before the January thing. Now, inside information, crime rises in December. Domestic staff are also there. Drivers are also there. Former workers. I mean, these are insider threats. Now, you know, this period, like I said, there is usually much money in circulation. You know, for your domestic workers, we see some people are beginning to renovate 1 or 2 places. Domestic worker is looking at you, be like, no, you don't enter. You know, and you don't know who they are talking to. You don't know who their friends are. Driver will carry you from one supermarket to another, one shopping center to another, and you're shopping and you're doing this, and his salary remains 40,000. And you have he goes with you. Sometimes he helps you carry these things, and he goes to the counter. He sees you pulling out good money and all of that. So these are insider threats. Neighbors, like I said, see you discarding some packet and cartons of, you know, things you bought and all that. So in this period, we need to be very careful with our domestic staff, so we know exactly who is leaking information. Yes, very, very important. Now, we're also looking at phone snatching syndicate is also increasing, because this period there's lots of distraction. People, sometimes you could just want to board a car, before you know you're answering a call. I mean, you're being distracted. So phone snatching spark is also there. So because December comes with crowded markets and night events, phone snatching rate increases heavily. Yeah, very heavily. So the syndicate operates in groups of 3 to 5, with 2 snatchers and others with standby to monitor and all that. Now, when people are in a traffic, I see some people even on traffic, you see them answering calls, some of them will sit in the car, as in most of these commercial cars. Some of them will sit in the car, put their hand on the window side, and you can even see their phone. Somebody can actually snatch the phone from there. Yes. So these are informations you need to know. Each time you sit in a public vehicle, you don't need to sit where you don't need to hold your phone where someone outside can actually have access to it. Most times, this period now, sometimes you could be in a public vehicle, and somebody is calling you. You don't need to answer the phone to the right ear, where that is probably that is facing outside, instead as against facing inside the vehicle. Do you understand what I mean, Mr. Mas?
Yes.
Now you're sitting, probably you're going towards NTA Road, maybe going towards Osoba, let me say, and someone is calling you. You're in a public vehicle in traffic. You don't need to put the phone in your right ear, because putting it by your right ear side is like you're putting it outside. Anybody that is outside can actually drag that phone from you. But if you put it in your left ear, you are inside the vehicle, it's protected. The people inside cannot drag it from you to an extent. But when you put it in the right side, you are just being vulnerable and exposed. So they can actually drag that. And apart from even you answering it, once you sit in a commercial vehicle, please put your phone where nobody will see it, in terms of people outside. So because this is a peak period, these things happen. Now, because also this is a peak period, if you're parking your vehicle, you park your vehicle in a safe area or environment. Yes, because at this point, if you park it in a lonely place, where people might not be looking at it to an extent, in a lonely place, you see that sometimes they could actually break the windows and all of that. And most times, to even you that will be coming back from whatever you're going to buy, as you're stepping inside the car, you could actually be attacked. Yes. Let me also say that this period for private vehicles, if you're going to your vehicle, you need to be careful. Most times we don't know this information, that our vehicle remotes, when you press 1, you only open the driver door. When you press 2, you open the 4 doors. When you press it 2 times, you're opening the 4 doors. But when you press it once, you're opening only the driver door. So if you're coming or entering your car, coming from a place to go and enter your car where you park, please just press your remote for once. Don't press 1. Once you press once, you have only succeeded in opening that your own driver door. But when you press it 2 times or twice, you see that you've opened the 4 doors. So there's every tendency that as you're climbing to enter your own driver's side, somebody might just open the other one and enter and probably surrender you and all that. So you will need to be very careful, have this information. So if you're going to your car, please usually use your remote. For those that probably does not have remote, you also do that in your key. When you open once, you've only opened your driver door. When you open it twice, you've opened the 4 doors. So usually, if you're not with anybody, even if you're with somebody, just open your own, enter. Then you can now use a center lock to open for the other people. Because we've seen incidences where, as you park your car, go to buy, some persons are there targeting you by the side. As you're coming to open, by the time you try to fix yourself in your own driver's side, they already enter through the other doors, and as such, you can't do much. So these are things that we should know. And also this period, we also do well to begin to come back early. Yes, because most of these issues happen between 6:30 to 9:30. So it's not like they happen 2 a.m. and all of that. And also happen between 5:30 to 7. So for those that does exercise in the morning and all that, you also have to be very careful. You can leave your phone in the house, and we have smartwatches now that can actually give you almost 60% of what that phone will give you. So you can use your smartwatches most times to save yourself the cost of getting a new phone and all of that. So I don't know if you have any question, or probably our audience will have, so we can look at other things.
Some calls. 0810 9510 951. How to stay safe this period, some of the security tips you need. You have any question for the security expert, Ukechi Smith, you can call in and we'll take your question. All right, let's go. Good evening.
Uncle Mark, good evening.
Mama, go ahead.
Smith, good evening.
Yes, he's listening.
Yeah. My granddaughter is fond of plugging her ears with this thing called earpiece, and she's always browsing as she's going on the road. I have wondered several times, does that not pose enough danger to her?
Okay, what can you say that again, Mama?
My granddaughter is fond of plugging her ears with this earpiece, and she's always browsing as she's walking on the road. I have wondered several times to desist from that, because if anything is happening behind her, she won't hear and she won't know.
Thank you, Ma. Mr. Smith, you got that?
Yes. Mr. Maxwell, these are things you're saying. You know, sometimes these are our Gen Zs, and they don't just think of safety. They just want something that pleasure at that particular time. Apart from even the risk of security in terms of robbery and all that, there is also risk of accident and all that, because when you are being distracted listening to music, at that point you're distracted, anything can happen to you. You can be robbed, you can be a victim of accident and anything. So for me, I do not see any reason one will be walking and having earpiece when you're not. I mean, it's walking. It's not a good one. When you're walking, you should walk with all your attention. I said it here. Distraction this period is one thing that will not do you any good. So it is not safe walking with earpiece for any reason, because that's, for me, is a serious distraction. Having said that, let's look at home burglary, as in the spike, and what people will need to do. You know, this period, families will be traveling for Christmas, and criminals monitors home that shows signs of absence. Now, let me also tell the public that if you have a gate in your house, please ensure that you put the jam lock so that nobody will know when you are there or not. Most times I drive past and I see some people padlock their gate outside, and that alone gives a sign that nobody is in that premises. Because once your gate is padlocked outside, it means that you are not there. That's what it means.
Okay, Mr.
So
Smith, can we
almost
take this one?
everybody-
Just hold on, sir. Yes, good evening. Go ahead.
Oh, good evening, Maxwell.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I thank your guest. I thank you also. All he has said, actually, when I did the security studies, I came across all of this. He has done his research very well, deeply. Now, in addition to what he has said, if you watch these days, theft regarding money and ATM may not be someone having direct contact with your ATM, with the card. If you are a type that withdraw from public what do they call it, dispensing machine, ATM, thank you. You have to be very careful. Opposite the place where that bank or that machine is located, you will see one or two persons who will even pretend not, knowing what is happening where you are. They will pretend to be busy, facing the other side. They are not looking at you, but they are calculating the time you have been there. They are, in one way or the other, using the tip of their eyes to watch, because they know the positions of where 1,000 naira is on that machine, where 2,000 naira is 10,000, this, that. So anyone you go to press, they know the amount of money you are clicking on there that will come out. And when you press it like 2, 3, 4, 5 times, they already know the amount of money you are going out with. You see it? So one needs to be very careful. Some you will see a vehicle parked around where you have these ATM machines. So as you do whatever you are doing there, you enter your motor to zoom off. They are coming, they will just hide behind maybe 1 or 2 other vehicles behind you. They are coming just gently after you. If you are not a type that is security conscious, you will not know that at that place where you have accessed that machine, somebody, a vehicle, is coming after you.
Right.
When they get to a lonely place where it is now you and them, they now rush up, double cross, and
Thank
do their
you,
mayhem.
Salgo.
Thank you, Maxwell.
Okay. Good evening.
Hello, Kamasa. Good evening,
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
My name is Nebuka from Bugma Title. I swear, this advice is very sweet advice, so very good one. One of my friends went to Port Harcourt and wanted to collect money at POS. Collected 200,000 naira. The way he collected the money at the POS person or a person to trace that person he was going to. Before you know, somebody comes from him back and attacked him and collected the money from his hand. He discussed the matter to the employee began to catch the person. Before the person said that the PS, where he collected the money, the PS person that the person. Very important advice. Very sweet, man. I love you too. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me go back to KH Smith. Yes, Mr. Smith. Yes, sir. Continue. Hello, Mr. Smith. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, continue.
Okay, I was talking about home burglary as in the increase. I talked about people should do well for those that have gates in their house, to put the jam lock. Don't expose yourself for people to know when you are there or when you are not there. Yeah, because this period, people travel and criminals look out for houses that are dark, that have sign of absence. And I have also tried to advise too. I will also advise that we do well to have solar lights. Yes, in our houses, because as people will be traveling, this light comes up on its own. You know, they come up at night and go off in the morning, so that people will not know when you are there or not. Because most times, if you're not there, probably there is no normal power, and you will not have light. The whole place will be dark. By the time these guys monitors it for 1 or 2 days, they know that someone is not in this house. They can actually jump in and rob you. Let me also educate us for to do well to also have vehicle security in our vehicle. Apart from snatching vehicle on the road, now most times on Sundays, incidences have investigation have recorded that some Sundays, as people go to church or go to their worship centers, criminals jump into the house and move the car that is in the house. You know, some persons have more than one car. So before you leave, please ensure you lock your gate very well. When I mean very well, not just the pedestrian side, the main gate. You know, most persons don't lock their main gate. They use just that hook to hook it. They concentrate on the pedestrian side. And these criminals comes in sometimes knowing that people have gone to worship places. They break into the house, look for the vehicle key. So don't just keep your car keys just on top of the table like that because you think it's in the house. Also learn how to hide your vehicle key when you're going for any services and all that, when you know nobody is in there, because the vehicle that is parked in the house when you've gone out is also at risk, because sometimes they jump in, break the door, get the key, look for the key, open the big gate and drive out. So ensure that you have a good lock in the main gate. So you lock your main gate, hide the key, then also hide the key of your vehicle. Yes. Then at night also, even when you are going to bed also, you also learn how to lock your vehicle. Yes. Learn how to lock your vehicle. You don't just say you are parked in the house, no need. No. Learn how to lock your vehicle. So these are things that we need to know. So we have also said get a solar light and put, some of them are not too expensive, so that nobody will know when you are not around. Now, number 9, let me look at what the public must do to stay safe. Yeah, actionable tips. I said you will avoid carrying large cash. Yes, because I was thinking that the central bank will reduce the cash flow this period, but unfortunately they increased from I think 100 to 500, 5 million to 10 million and all that. While I was thinking that will reduce, but all the same, we have to be careful carrying large cash. Yes, and that will help us. Let's do little about bank transfer. And let me also say that in this bank transfer, I can also advise the public to visit their bank and ask for soft token. You don't initiate transaction without on your own point to point without adding either a hard token or a soft token. That is another layer of security. What I mean is this: You want to send money to somebody, you initiate the transaction, and you just finish without another security layer that will ask for either enter a soft token or enter a hard token. So if you don't have a soft token as another layer or a hard token in your bank transaction, please go and request for one. It's free. They're not going to ask you for any money. They will just configure it for you. Either they give you a hard token, which of course that hard token, I think they charge about some 100 naira or thereabout. I don't know, I can't remember. But for soft token, it's free. But even if they charge you, dependent of what our banks do now, I think it's also for your own security. So don't be one that will initiate transaction and just finish like that. The danger is that anybody that lay hand on your phone can actually initiate that and finish. But when you have a soft token, they get to a point and it will request that you enter a token. And if you don't enter that token, then it means that that transaction cannot go. So that is another layer of security. So do well to visit your bank and request for either soft token or hard token. Be cautious at ATM, especially at night. We have said it, and another of our listeners has just elaborated on that. These are things we need to be very careful. Mr. Maxwell, unfortunately, people are being distracted when it comes to do with security. We are just too distracted. We really need to be serious. We really need to know how to learn and know how to adapt to new technology. Because whatever be the case, you see that these things have come to stay. I remember when ATM came newly, some people rejected it. But today, I don't know, it's there. When bank transfer came, some people say, no, I don't do bank transfer. How many times would you visit bank? Now they've started doing that transfer. Now these things are there, so you have to learn. Before we buy our call cards, we buy them in cards and load and all that. Now, how many persons does that? So many persons are buying directly from their banks and all that. These are little things you need to know, so that when the phishing people comes, you should be able to know that this one is not the real people. You don't just say, no, it doesn't concern me. No, it concerns you, because social engineering is actually increasing, and as such, we need to really know. Like, I was with somebody and he wanted to load the data. And I said, just use your bank to load. He said, no,
Mr.
let me
Smith?
go to POS. Yes.
We're out of time. We have to go now. Thank you.
Oh, shucks.
Thank you so much for the education, for coming on the show. We appreciate you.
You're welcome, Mr. Maxwell. Thank you very much for having me. We just need to be security conscious this period, because distraction will not do us any good. Let's just be intentional and focused at every point for we to be safe. It's only those that are safe in this December that will also do the January.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Ukechi Smith Dibia, you can follow him on Facebook. He's the CEO. I'm the CEO of Snow.net Security Nigeria Limited. He is an expert when it comes to AI in security management. He's a crime analyst. He's a cyber security expert also. Thank you for the education. Thank you so much, everyone that has been a part of the conversation. We appreciate you. Follow Ukechi Smith Dibia, UKECHI. Ukechi Smith, SMITH. Dibia, DIBIA. Please follow him on Facebook. You see a whole lot. When it comes to security hardware also, he can, of course, help you out. All right? Follow me on Facebook, LUCKYMAXWELL. Lucky Maxwell. On X, formerly Twitter, at LuckyMax234. On Instagram, at LuckyMaximum1. One word. Good evening.
All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Whenever I have reasons to discuss the Nigerian Premier Football League and everything that concerns the football clubs right here in our domestic league, I look at someone who has traveled this road many times with club sites, with administrators, people who are consummate lovers of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Yes, at some point he became the media officer of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But hey, you can't take the league away from Tony Ibitoye. He's our guest again on this edition of Global Sports Update. This time we'll be discussing about our club-sized journey on the continent. Is it the CAF Champions League or the CAF Confederations Cup? Tony Ibitoye have you covered. My name is Godwin Enoch, and as Global Sports Update, we take a break. When we come back, waiting to talk to us is the man we fondly call EB for short. Welcome back. Tony Ibitoye is waiting to talk to us. EB, I just described you as someone who knows the Nigerian club sites, the Nigerian league, and of course the best players in the domestic league like the back of his hand. Am I right or wrong?
Well, it's difficult for me to answer whether you are right or wrong. I just know a little bit, so I hope the little bit I know will be able to, answer some of the questions that you have. So I cannot say yes or no. I'm just, trying to know. There's so much to know. You may say I know maybe a little. There is still so much to know. So I'm open to learning every day.
Tony Ibitoye, I put it to you that you know so much. Okay, now let's start from here. The last time a Nigerian club side won on the continent, trophies, that was Eyimba Football Club twice consecutively. That was the last time we haven't won that particular competition. Why do you think we have failed to win since Eyimba last did it?
That's a tough question to start with. Why have we not won it since Eyimba last won it? That's the CAF Champions League, obviously. In a simplistic answer is to say that we stopped doing what made Eyimba win in 2003 and 2004. But then when you think deeply about it, you ask yourself, was the Eyimba model sustainable? They had tremendous support from the government. They had excellent recruitment, and the players were so very well motivated, and there was only one result. And don't forget that Eyimba tried and failed the first time, and a few times as well. I remember they lost out at some point to Asec Mimosa. A Nigerian scored the goal for Asec. In that game, the Eyimba failed to qualify for the group phase. It was Choji Sambo, that young boy that played in Asec, that scored against Eyimba. But then they bounced back from that, the failure, and then just decided to, strengthen the squad, correct their mistakes, and they became a force to be reckoned with. I think the player I'm trying to remember is Shoga Sambo. So we have a lot to do in terms of the structure of our clubs, in terms of recruitment of players, in terms of quality coaching, in terms of motivating the players, and then, the support from the Abia State government was unreal. They had everything at their beck and call, and it wasn't a surprise that at the end of the day they were able to win.
Tony Ibitoye, I need to take you back very quickly. You asked a question. I think you were asking yourself. I don't know if you were asking me. You said, was that model sustainable where a governor would dish out taxpayers' money to run a football club? The big question is, and I'm throwing it back at you, why do you think it is not sustainable to Ibitoye?
Well, it is no longer sustainable because, number one, times are different. Buoyancy that Nigeria had in those years, 2003, 2004, it's not exactly there now. And so there's a level of pressure on government to provide a level of things, and they are struggling to even meet up providing those things, facilities, roads, investing in education, hospitals, and all of it. And it's even difficult to meet up to those demands. Talkless of having more than enough resources to run a football club and keep them, properly motivated to the extent of winning the CAF Champions League for Nigeria. So there's a lot of pressure now on the resources of government, and it's tough now to try to invest the kind of money that the INBA invested. And that Governor Oji Sokalo invested in INBA to making them African champions.
A lot of persons believe that we produce half-baked champions. I mean the Nigerian Premier Football League. That our league is not strong enough, and you can't give what you don't have. That is the story out there. Do you agree with this narrative?
Well, it is difficult not to agree with those who believe our league is not strong enough. It's difficult to disagree with them because of the realities that we see. Our clubs go onto the continent and we see how they struggle. And then that's the yardstick that can be used to measure how strong we are. How many of our clubs go onto the continent to do well, to play up to the crucial stages of their different CAF continental competitions. And then you look at our teams in the CAF Champions League, we struggle to even go beyond preliminary round. These are the only ways by which you measure the strength of a league. And sadly, for us, they are not, we don't have very good indices from all of these factors.
Tony, I want to reference Remo Stars, deserved champions of the Nigeria Premier League last season. They are the defending champion as we speak. Before going on the continent, the owner of the team, the financial, Honorable Kule Chulame, said Nigerian clubs cannot compete favorably with teams in North Africa, South Africa, the team from TP like TP Mazembe, teams like what have you, the big teams on the continent. He cited financial muscle to face these clubs as it were. It's more than just playing football on the pitch. Money is a big challenge. Remo Stars recruited some of the best players in prosecuting the league as it were. After winning the league and 9, 10, 11 players went to represent Nigeria in Chan, about 24 of them left. How do we keep our best legs right here in Nigeria? Because this seems to be one of the biggest problems that we are facing. If you prosecuted a league and you won it, it's time to play on the continent, and about 60% of the first team players left. What magic did we expect from Remo Stars? So how can we keep our best legs at home?
That is the big challenge. That is the big challenge. How do we keep our best legs at home? Can we compete financially, as you said, with clubs from North Africa, South Africa, and even now, East Africa? When you look at the likes of Simba of Tanzania, who have become, at some level, a strong team in Africa because they always get to the quarterfinals, the semifinals of the CAF Champions League. They are knocking on the door. The truth is that we need to invest more in our domestic football. We have to, put proper structures in place, to discover talents from early on in their lives, in their playing career. And then we have to also improve the welfare package for some of these players so that we can get you to play on the domestic scene consistently for 3-4 years with the same club. Unlike what we have right now, where a player is discovered, has one good season, and the next season it is gone to maybe Benin Republic, gone to Tanzania, gone to Rwanda, So it's you cannot separate the football life of a nation from the economic life of that nation. These are the issues. And I always ask myself, if I'm offered some good dollars to come, even as young as I am, maybe to work in CNN, will I say no? The answer is obvious. So definitely there is a need for us to, consider that investment in our domestic football and pray that our economic life in Nigeria will also improve.
Tony Bitoye, there's a part of this whole that you have not talked about, and that is facilities. The playing pitches across Nigeria are about 90% or even more are not in playing conditions at all. I mean, good playing conditions, as it were. So now the big question is, the Nigerian Premier Football League management is forced to do what? They say is the minimum standard that they're using so that teams can play at home. As we speak, we know that a lot of teams are playing away from home. A lot of them. The playing surfaces belong to government. I've always said that, yes, there's no way in the world that government is not involved in sports. I mean, in your country, government must get involved. If you want to host any major competition, FIFA, IOC, whatever, must speak with the government of that country. But there's a role government must play. Like I've always said, enabling environment, provision of infrastructure, stadia, facilities for athletes to train, grants and what have you. We move beyond all of this. Facilities is what I'm talking about. We know that Nigeria, 36 states, and Abuja, 37, only one stadium can host a FIFA competition in Nigeria, and that is the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Oyo. So if you don't have good facilities to play, what can you do? 4 teams qualified to represent Nigeria on the continent at the end of last season. The champions, Remo Stars. Second place, Rivers United. Number 3, Abia Warriors. And of course, number 4, Kwara United. None of these teams had facilities to play their games at home. For instance, Remo Stars had to move to Abeokuta because they were facing the stadium in Ikene to meet CAF requirements. Number 2, perpetually, Rivers United have not played at home despite being on the continent for how many years now? They will run to Uyo. That's where they play their games. Number 3, Abia Warriors also had to go to Uyo to play their games. Then the 4th team, that is Kwara United, had to go to where? Go to Abeokuta, the MKO Abiola Stadium, to join Remo Stars to play. The season before, we remember when Kalemi Warriors won the FA Cup in Nigeria. Kalemi Warriors of Maiduguri had to come all the way to Ikene to play their continental games. Why? Because they don't have a stadium in Maiduguri to host a good football game. So how do we solve this dilemma?
It is unfortunate that we do not pay enough attention to facilities in Nigeria. We all know that we have huge deficit in terms of infrastructure in Nigeria, not just for football, but for almost all the sports, apart from the sports that do not require those kind of infrastructure. I mean, sports like chess, like Scrabble, you can play them anywhere. But the sports that, team sports, particularly football, basketball, we have huge infrastructural deficit. And if we really want to be serious about football development, if we really want to be serious about putting structures in place, and for our teams to succeed, infrastructure has a role to play. As you said, you are very correct. All these teams are playing away from home. Look at Kwara United, having very good big stadium, yet didn't meet the requirement. They also had to come to play in Abeokuta, and they crashed out. So the joy and the benefit of playing continental football, was lost on the people of Kwara. Kwara United could not play at home. The same thing with Rivers United. They are playing away. And, it's so sad. And until we become very strategic, for Remo, we can even excuse them because they decided on their own, because they own the facility. They decided to upgrade it, and it's to their own advantage. But it's really something that should worry us, and it's something that demands a reaction from all of us.
Certainly, this is Take One. Tomorrow, Toyin Bitoye returns together. We'll be talking about Nigerian football, Nigerian club sites on the continent, and of course, how far Rivers United can go. My name is Godwin Enak. Keep praying for Nigeria. God bless Nigeria.
.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
Live from the Garden City of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. This is Today 95.1 FM.
You may not realize it, but do you know you
Please listen to this infomercial.
Herbal Heritage International, the Kokoroko, for herbal medicine, where they produce strong, correct medicine, they take it, they support with country healthcare system. Quatliman, correct, holistic, ogbonge herbal medicine, they know they come out for public anyhow, like a big basket. Food ground, as every Christmas, have been boundary. Sickness self, sabi medicine, will pass them. After all, monkey smart now, because tree near tree is a forest. Heritage International will use the technology of computer testing machine to see and know before attacking that your health condition wey don become ogbarogba for your life with the correct treatment. Therefore, whether definition or without definition, make you visit Herbal Heritage International offices wey near you. Herbal Heritage International. Now we o.
Hello and welcome to the program Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special end-of-the-year promo package. This end-of-the-year promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. Number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. This end-of-the-year promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at the venue. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. 080 33 111 946. On today's edition of the program, our topic for discussion is staphylococcal infection. And I have with me in the studio Dr. Botumba Abiodun. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Staphylococcal infections do occur in the body system when Staphylococcus bacteria enters into the body system and spread within the body system, destroying body cells. Staphylococcus bacteria are majorly of three types that can afflict men. But of these three, the most pathogenic in nature, that is the one that is capable of causing diseases easily in men, is the Staphylococcus aureus, because it is capable of invading body cells, destroying them, causing different pathological changes in the body. When Staphylococcus bacteria spread in the body system, there are a number of changes that one can experience. This can result to burning sensation within the individual, and this can be seen as fever from time to time, or a situation where there is certain hotness coming from within. There can be skin manifestations in staphylococcal infection that can be given one periodic boils or rashes all over the body. In some people, such rashes can come around the pubic region, or even leading to boils that can lead to blisters or even ulcers on the skin. It is possible for one to experience persistent headache in staphylococcal infection because the body fluid is already contaminated. Staphylococcus, as we know, is a form of bacteria. Any bacteria that is capable of spreading in the body system can lead to reactions in the body that can further damage body tissues. And when this occurs, it is possible for one to experience joint pains in form of infective arthritis. Part of this bacteria can spread deep into the tissues of the heart, affecting the valves of the heart. And when this occurs, you discover that there can be palpitation that some will start witnessing as if they have panic attack. When this is allowed to continue in the body system, it is possible for one to start getting tired easily. There are many people, by walking from one pool to another, they get tired, or by doing just something that is not supposed to be that tasking in terms of energy consumption, they discover that it's as if they don't have enough hair where they are located. All this can be as a result of weakness of the heart, resulting from infection or spread of this bacteria we're talking about. When this bacteria is able to pollute the body fluid, it is possible for one to witness mouth odor. Mouth odor is a form of changes that is called halitosis, where people will start coming up with breath coming from within that is already polluted. There is no amount of time such people wash their mouth, you discover that the breath coming out is is very offensive. All this can be as a result of pollution of the body system. It is possible if any bacteria is able to dwell so long in the body system to contaminate the whole body fluid and even damage nerves. When nerves are damaged, there can be tiredness. Not only this, it is possible for men to suffer a lot because this can degenerate to a situation where a man is unable to stand like a real man. When a man is unable to stand like a real man, it is seen as a serious challenge because the whole family can be affected. Part of the joy of the relationship can be stolen, and this can cause different rancors in the family. A man that is unable to stand as he should can find it difficult to get arousal. The desire for opposite sex can disappear, and once that arousal is not there, that is the ignition point. It means such a man will not be able to stand like a real man. In some people, the arousal can be there, but you discover that because nerves have been damaged, the transmission from the upper center down to the power point of man, that is in between his two thighs, can be weakened. When such occurs, you discover that such a man can even get arousal or is able to stand, but the type of standing that he has is not strong enough to help him to even get into the act. In some people, they make efforts to get into the act, but you discover that they are unable to spend more than a minute or more before they are exhausted. Mind you, before a man can be called a real man, such a man must be able to have the arousal as desired and also be able to sustain the energy he has been able to gather for a considerable length of time. That is when such a man can be able to make his partner happy when it comes to man-to-woman interaction. So such men do suffer from this from time to time. It's after knowing the root cause of the challenge that one will be able to know the right step to take for one to be totally free. Whenever you experience anything that we have been able to mention or other things, it's very important for one to visit a competent healthcare giver who will be able to run tests on one and pinpoint where the problem lies and provide solution. For more enlightenment and advice, the number to call is 080 33 111 946. 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. Thank you all.
All right. You've been listening to the program Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special end-of-the-year promo package. This end-of-the-year promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. 080 33 111 946. Let's take our sponsor's message. Don't go away. We shall be right back.
Herbal Heritage International, the Kokoroko for herbal medicine where they produce strong, correct medicine. They take it, they support with country healthcare system. Quatliman, correct bekelistic ogbonge herbal medicine. They we know they come out for public anyhow like a big basket. Full ground as every Christmas have been boundary. Sickness self sabi medicine we pass them. After all, monkey smart now because tree near tree is a forest. Heritage International go use the technology of computer testing machine to see and know before attacking that your health condition. We don't become umbarumba for your life with the correct treatment. Therefore, whether definition or without definition, make you visit Herbal Heritage International. Offices way near you. Herbal Heritage International. Now
You're welcome back to Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special end-of-the-year promo package. This end-of-the-year promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts. Number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. 080 33 111 946. Until we come your way again, remain blessed.
And that was a paid infomercial.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Get ready to feel the rhythm, the groove, and the true vibes of Africa. This is not just music. This is high life. From the legends to the latest, we're bringing you the best of palm wine grooves, jazzy horns, and soul-stirring melodies. Here.
African style. African style. African
How are you doing this evening? Yesterday I was asking that. I think yesterday I asked the question of how's the weather at your end. If you started feeling the holiday air, seasons like this or periods like this, the air is always different, the atmosphere is different, the weather is different, people are different too. Maybe it's because of the holidays or the celebration that is, a few weeks from now. But all the same, I hope that you are good. I hope that you're not putting yourself under a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure that comes with December. December is not the deadline for anything. December is not the deadline to, I did not achieve all this from January till November. I must get it in December. That pressure is unnecessary. I think that pressure makes people want to now do things that they are not supposed to do because they have set a timeline or a target for themselves that, I must get this. I must make so amount of money in December. I must meet this. I must buy this. And it's not even gender based. There are lots of women that will start putting a lot of pressure on their families themselves. Girls putting pressure on, their men putting pressure on themselves to meet up with, a lot of target. But please, as much as you want to do a lot for yourself and your family and your loved ones this month of December, ensure that you do it in moderation and you do not go or put your hands into things that will cause harm for you. All right, very quickly, we're going to get into what we have on the thrill tonight. Yeah, and we're sure to have a great conversation on the radio.
Bye there, you. Bye for the if I may ring the bye there. Sorry. Zomba. Nana wait time I could live in the Muchukam. Banaba. Chunaba Chumbaraka Papa. King Dr. Robert Ebisu. Zomba to me to me. Chunaba Chumbaraka Papa. And Obama, if you ever fire Obama. 2 years to go, Obama. Obama Ragapa. Oh, why make him a value funny? King him as a time after to me. Come on to carry any art to Naka. He was a bit of a walk by laughing. There is no winning in them. No more can I try to me them a silver bullet about. Oh, King you. Don't bumble. As I'm at me time. If we don't look at when I don't come out. I never say me. Come along by a moment. It's only very finippy.
All right, so what do we have, or what are we talking about tonight on The Thrill? Now, we know that as the year is wrapping up, this is, politically, it's the 2025 fiscal year, right? And in view, 2026 in view, we'll definitely get into the new year. There should be a budget, or there's usually a budget for each year, right? And before we get into the new year, the budget for the new year is usually presented. And when the budget is presented, there are key areas that the budget for that new year or for the year targets. Maybe agriculture. There's always a budget for different sectors, of our economy and different key areas, education, job creation, employment, infrastructure development, housing projects, budget for agriculture, budget for the food, of the nation, budget for education, for healthcare, and a whole lot of other, things that are budgeted for a new year. But few weeks, I think 2026 is in 3 weeks from now, right? Yeah, 3 weeks, or let's just say 4 weeks. Yeah, because we're still in the first week of December. 4 weeks from now, we'll be in 2026. And, it's a new year that we're expecting a lot individually and also from the government. We're expecting a lot also from our government for the new year. At this time, we're supposed to be expecting that, pretty soon or now, the budget for 2026 should be presented already. But for some reasons, 4 weeks to the end of the year, into a new year, the budget is still or has still not been presented for 2026. Now, Nigeria's budget system is a bit, I really don't know the words to call it, right? But it's a bit, just here and there. And will soon be in the new year. We're expecting, the federal budget should be presented soon. Because if it is not presented soon and it's not properly arranged and, if it's not properly, what's the word now? But yeah, put effort into it, ensure that you are focusing on key areas that are important, areas that maybe were not really paid attention were not really paid to those areas in this year 2025. You should expect that in the new year 2026 those areas will be paid attention to, will be looked into more, and the budget should cover all those other sectors, right? If that is not done properly and not put in place, we might not have to deal with a lot of setback. We're not expecting to do a lot of setback in the year, but if this is not properly taken care of or planned for or budgeted for, we might now experience a lot of setback also in, national development and the delivery of all the things that we expect for the new year to the people, our people, you and I, might fall short, right? Now, while the federal budget remains, we're still expecting that. Other states have been presenting their budget for 2026. Delta, Oyo, Kano, Katsina, Bauchi, Abia, Ebonyi. A lot of states have been presenting or have presented their 2026 budget already. Now, the January to December budget cycle implemented like a clockwork under past military regimes in the last 3 years. All the presidents, we know how they do it and stuff. Additionally, revenue projections based on estimate of oil prices. Okay, let's not really go into that. The focus I want to talk about is budget for 2026 and key areas that we expect that this government or this administration should look into. Areas that they didn't pay attention to this so much in this year. Next year, please, the federal government should pay attention to these key areas and impute it or infuse it so much in the budget for 2026, so we can have proper governance, national progress, and the budgeting system will go very smoothly and will not have to do with a lot of deficiencies, right? Proper governance, just like I said, depends on the budgeting system that works. At the time that we're at now, economically, we know where we're at. National security, we know the area, we know where we're standing at the moment, at a time like this. Welfare, education, and other public services that we expect to be delivered, we know where we are at. So in 2026, I'm sure that you as a citizen, I as a citizen, we have expectations for 2026 from our government. And we have areas that we want the government to pay attention to and put in the budget for 2026. We do not want to hear someone might just say, I don't want to hear that they are budgeting for something that is not really relevant, that will not benefit the people of the nation. They should make a budget and ensure that the budget is all inclusive and should be concerned or should carry key sectors. Attention should be paid to key sectors that will benefit you and I come 2026 fiscal year. So that brings me to the question of, for the budget of 2026 that is yet to be presented, we're hoping that it will be presented soon. What are those key areas that are, particular to you as a citizen, as a Nigerian, key areas that are important that the budget should cover for 2026. Those sectors, those areas, if it's security area or the sector of security, you should you call in and mention, this is the area that I think I advise, right, or I suggest. Yes. So what key areas or sectors in our economy, other areas that you think or you would suggest, not think now. Yeah, this is you suggesting, that the federal government should take, they should pay attention to. This is you giving a suggestion or advising. Yeah. What key areas would you advise the federal government to pay attention to and include so much in the budget for 2026? Now that it's not been presented, okay, there's still time to, make adjustments, amendments, put some things, infuse some things, maybe remove some things that might not be so important and replace it with very, pertinent matters, So that's an advantage. If we're released already, we'll say, oh, it has already been presented, or if we contribute now or advice, or we suggest, they might not really, But now that it's not out yet, it's probably the best time to suggest, I suggest that the federal government, for budget for 2026, they should budget this one for this and this and that and that, right? So open the phone lines for you to call in and, let's talk about that. Your suggestions, your advice to the federal government come the year 2026. Stay with me and let's have a good conversation.
Bye there. Bye for the if I may read my bye there. Sorry. Somebody. Nana, wait time I could live in the Muchukam. Banaba. Chunaba, Chumbaraka Papa.
which I'm going to open the phone lines pretty soon. 0810-951-0951.
Till the end of 2027, so wasn't it? Let's talk about the ones who suggested before that has not been implemented.
So which
until
ones?
now.
Tell me the ones you suggested before.
The 2024 is still running.
Yeah, so tell me the sectors or areas that you suggested, before now.
That's what I'm sitting. The ones we suggested earlier, nothing has been done. Like the insecurity, the budget, the budget we planned for education has not been met. Afterwards, the complaining for strike.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. So what are you suggesting for 2026? It will be done.
All right, thank you. Hello, good evening.
Rona Abara.
Yes, this is she. Good evening.
The highlight stream official.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Good evening to you.
Yes,
Rona.
please.
Rona, this is a very difficult task you are giving to your people this evening.
How so?
Rona, okay, let's begin to read them one after the other. The power sector needs attention.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Security needs attention.
Okay.
Our education sector, education needs attention. Infrastructures like the roads need attention.
All right.
Is there anywhere, any sector in Nigeria that is breathing well? That is the problem. That's where the problem is. There is no sector in Nigeria that does not need attention except what it takes to feed politicians. What is it that? Where does that fall itself? What do we budget for our politicians, our lawmakers, and all the money that they pack? Where does that fall in? I don't know. I've forgotten where it falls in. But that's the only area, if you ask me,
all right,
that should be downplayed.
So every other sector is very important. Attention should be paid.
Massive attention. It's just emergency.
All right.
You understand?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Got your thoughts. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, my good sister.
Yes, my brother. Welcome.
God bless you. God bless you. You don't make me down this night. Well.
Thank you.
You know, I'm a Mogoni. I live in Bayelsa, and I live among the job people.
Oh, okay. So that song, you really vibed well to it.
That is what I play when I'm in Bayelsa.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
I don't even play Ogoni music. It's once in a while I play Ogoni music. All my cassettes are job music. Mostly this very record that you play.
All right. That's good.
Yes. Thank you very much. God will bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
Yes. See, you see this budget. Are you talking about the national budget?
Yes, Yes, the national budget.
National budget?
Mm.
If you talk about national budget, it's not creating so much impact in me, mostly in my area.
Okay.
But because of the Asiwaju administration, I will contribute because it's my president, which I love. He have done a lot of things for Ogoni people.
All right.
So the budget will benefit Ogoni people too. Yes. First of all, let me thank Mr. President for what they have done so far in infrastructure.
All right, but you have to. Okay, you do not have any new suggestions or advice.
No, I have.
That's the subject of the conversation.
Minister of Works, Federal Minister of Works and Infrastructure. Because when I was coming from Bayelsa on Sunday, somebody was complaining about Bodo Boni Road. Somebody that is traveling from Bayelsa to Boni and you want to pass through Bodo. So he was trying to find out whether the road had been opened. So I'm begging Mr. President to make sure anything, even on one cover, any cover that is remains, to pay the contractor so that they can open the door.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Got your thoughts. Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please. Welcome. Hello.
My name is not the first.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
Concerning the budget, is it a budget or 2024? Which of the budget?
The 2026, there would be a budget that we're expecting.
I thought it is 2024, 2025.
No. So
Okay,
the question is, do you have suggestions or advice, areas that you feel, they should pay attention more to this area next year than they did this year?
For me,
yeah.
They should leave the budget first.
Okay.
Because I don't want to hear any prayer again. They should leave the budget.
So you don't have any suggestions or advice in that area?
Yes, I don't want to listen to any prayer.
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, good evening. Yes, welcome.
Wellington.
All right, go ahead, Wellington.
Aruna, I like the way you speak today. I think the just spirit is in you tonight.
You say what?
I think the just spirit is in you tonight.
I did what?
I think the just spirit.
Okay. I had to just do that too. I'm not an Ijo
person. You keep doing it too.
No, I know now. I don't keep playing Ijo songs. Don't do that.
Don't try that. You know, you have to be doing
today,
it.
I just decided to play Ijo song. Not that it's a regular now. How about? All right, go ahead, please.
The budget. Let me advise the president. We are struggling too much on security. But there are things we need to put in place. The insecurity will drop drastically. So look at education.
All right.
Then you move to health. Then housing. This housing includes roads. I'm including roads. And you see the insecurity will drop. In fact, military people doesn't have houses. Have you got to military barracks? Some of these officers fighting for us. They don't have a house. Families doesn't have a house. Some of these policemen, they don't have a house. These are things that will boost the morale. Even the security will also be beefed up. Some of their children don't even go to school. Some of their children are roaming around in the village, no school. Their wife doesn't take good medical treatment. These are facts. And that is the most important thing. No insurance or help for them, nothing. So if you are looking at that budget, these are the three major things they will look into. And I bet you, let me give you a secret. When former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was talking about school in the north, he knew that these people who are well educated, the insecurity will drop. And mind you, education is also part of the thing that will create industrialization. So these are things that are going to look strictly on the budget.
All right. Thank you.
And I beg you.
Okay.
Everything will be okay. Thank you, Runa.
All right.
All
right. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Wellington. Hello. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, the one and only beautiful Runa.
Yes, please. Welcome.
Bless compliment of the season to you.
Yeah, compliment of the season too.
Yeah, and a bad one to all the bad politicians and shine who will not even think of doing anything right. Now it's campaign that they are doing when campaign has not yet, it's not yet time. My sister Luna, you see, the truth is that it has been crystal clear that the only thing that these so-called leaders that we should be even telling them what to put in budget 2026 or not to put now, they are the type that don't listen to anything. All they are doing now is campaign.
Still doesn't mean that you cannot suggest or advise. Right.
So when you are suggesting to people who have put cotton wood in their ears and don't want to listen,
we're going to advise and suggest. Hopefully, one of the if you suggest 3 things and 2 things out of the 3 are picked, that's also a good one now. So
My own advice is that Donald Trump will be the one to be saying things, because it is only Donald Trump now when he speaks that they will be shaking around. Because let me tell you, just imagine here in the States yesterday, some came out and were saying how did they say the vote of confidence on Jagaban 2027. Just imagine, imagine that our children was kidnapped in Emoha.
You're moving away from the conversation, right?
Okay, let me say now,
Yes.
My own, what I would suggest,
yeah,
these people, instead of putting advice or advising these people who will not do anything, it's better let them resign from Jagaban because our budget has been
a suggestion. Oh, okay. So
they have been wasting our budget for no good use.
Okay. Your advice and suggestion is that they should resign and not pay attention to any area. All right, got it. Hello, good evening. Hello. Yes, please.
Good evening.
Yes, please. Good evening.
This is Chief Solomon.
All right, go ahead, please.
Yes, you see, all the ministries need attention. You see, but the major one now, you see, security, health, education. More especially, these are minimum wage.
All right.
Minimum wage supposed to be below. School fees supposed to be below minimum wage.
Okay, so education, security, healthcare are the areas you feel attention should be paid more.
Yes,
right.
in area of security.
Yeah. Okay.
Let us not look into establishing new security outfits.
Okay.
Learn how to develop the former war, like this NFSS, man no war. Develop them, use them as a grassroots security.
All right.
Then, in area of health, all the abandoned projects, health centers, develop them all.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Got your thoughts. Got it already. Yeah, 08109510951. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is Mama.
All right.
From Beijing University.
All right, go ahead.
They should concentrate on human capital development in terms of employment and empowerment of the youth.
Okay.
They should do that. They should do the needful. The youth of the nation needs empowerment. They need employment. Not every year budget. The budget is not manipulating in human body. Nothing. It's kind of fortunate. I remember, Mama.
All right, thank you. All right, send a text message or WhatsApp message. You can surely do that to 0701 933 9962. Yeah, that's the number to send text messages and WhatsApp messages to call on the show and contribute. Please do that to 0810 9510951. All right, this message here says, Verna, good evening. Just like the first caller said, 2024 budget is not exhausted, less of 2025. My dear, this is a failed government. It's a shame. You can hear from their illiterate followers who don't understand when the government has failed, supporting failure. Let them start 2025 budget first. Thanks. All right. Someone says, good evening, Lady Verna. How are you doing? I'm very well, thank you. And happy Christmas in advance. Happy Christmas to you too. Vincent Uwuzi Chokochoeche. Advising this is like flogging a dead horse. They don't even have regards for the citizens. Talk less of taking advice from them. Whether you advise them or not, they will do their wish because nobody's questioning them. Therefore, advising them on what to do is a complete waste of time. Remain blessed, Vincent Uwuzi Chokochoeche. This one says, okay, that's not what we're actually talking about. So please, let's try to, stay within the confines of the conversation so that, we don't divert into other matters. Okay, 08109510951. That right there is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. You can go and make a comment on Facebook Today 95.1 FM on the matter, on the said matter. This comment here says security. Okay, it's a key area that you advise. All right, security from Meg Beach, Ernest. All right, this other comment here. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Rona.
Yes, please, welcome.
Thank you. My name is Kino from Port Harcourt.
Okay.
My advice to federal government is this.
All right.
I thought they want to pass a project.
Yeah.
Let them concentrate on industries.
Okay.
Industries so that they would employ the youth. The rate of crime will reduce.
Below minimum wage.
Okay.
And another thing is road.
Okay.
Our roads, all the state road, both state, federal, and internal roads should be put in order.
All right.
Abandon projects instead of creating
New ones.
more budget that it cannot be complete. You rather complete the abandoned one, the incompleted ones. Go through those incompleted ones, complete them all. You see, so security and health and road and education, these 4 things is our problem now.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. Someone saying that, oh, there's no point talking, there's no point advising. You think they don't listen, or you think they don't hear these things, or you think those comments that you post on social media, until you post a comment that is derogatory or defamatory, that's when you know that they see the comments that you write, they see the comments that you post. Until you post something the opposite and they come get you and pick you, that's when you know that your comments are seen, your words are heard, your advice, your suggestions, they are heard. So thinking that, oh, I don't have anything to say about it, I'm not going to advise on the matter, they don't listen there, you'll be surprised that they listen, they hear. So we'll keep talking about it and believing that as we say these things, they'll put it into consideration, and it's for our betterment. I mean, if everything goes well and they listen and they focus on areas that we really need, that the people really need, right? It's going to benefit you and I. We have a better Nigeria. Who are the people that will enjoy a better Nigeria? You and me. Who are the people that are going to enjoy when, the economy gets better? You and I. We're here. We are the Nigerians. So if these things that we say are the things that concerns us, we'll keep saying them. Because that is what we want. We're not just going to keep quiet and say, oh, there's no need to talk to them. Their ears, they're not going to listen. So we'll keep quiet and keep suffering.
voice of the people.
And we're back.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
A very good evening to you. This is the World News in your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. I'm Rona Agbara. First, the headlines. House of Representatives gives PAP coordinator 72-hour ultimatum over 26 billion naira audit queries. Rivers commercial drivers raise alarm over intimidation and unlawful levies by suspected Obiakpo tax force. Caretaker youth president of Obrinkom in Ogba, Egbema Ndoni local government area calls for unity among residents to address security challenges. On the foreign scene, President Vladimir Putin rules out Russia rejoining G7. Details shortly. The House of Representatives has issued a 72-hour ultimatum to Dennis Otuaro, coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, PAP, to appear before its Public Accounts Committee on Tuesday next week to respond to audit queries involving over 26 billion naira. The committee warned that failure to appear would compel it to issue a warrant of arrest for Otuaro, who has reportedly ignored 6 previous invitations. At the public hearing at the National Assembly complex in Abuja, Dominic Okafor moved a motion for a warrant of arrest against Otuaro, seconded by Aliyu Misao. The Auditor General's report on the review alleges multiple financial breaches by PAP, including violations of the federal government's e-payment policy on expenditures totaling 17.6 billion naira, payments of 3.6 billion naira without internal audit checks, among others. The committee chairman, Bamidele Salam, emphasized that Otuaro and other PAP principal officers must appear or face legal consequences. The PAP, established to manage the disarmament, demobilization and reintegration of ex-militants in the Niger Delta, provides vocational training, scholarships and other support for beneficiaries. The immediate past chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP in Rivers State, Robinson Naimewo, says the party will apply appropriate sanctions against members of the Rivers State House of Assembly who recently endorsed President Bola Tinubu for a second term. Speaking in an interview with Today FM's Sandra Kenneth, Naimewo described the lawmakers' actions as sycophancy taken too far, stressing that their primary responsibility is to the people of Rivers State and not to the president. The PDP chieftain added that the lawmakers' endorsement of President Tinubu amounts to anti-party activity, insisting that such behavior violates the party's constitution and will not go unaddressed.
The Rivers State House of Assembly have no direct relationship with the president. If they have to do endorsement, it's not the president. They have to endorse the governor of the state. They have now abdicated their work of making laws for Rivers people to that of endorsement. INEC has now released timetable for election. The question of endorsement presently is neither here nor there. They are members of the People's Democratic Party. The constitution of People's Democratic Party do not allow members of the party to endorse candidates of other parties for any election. That is anti-party activity. And we are going to match it with the appropriate sanction.
Namewa further accused the lawmakers of pursuing personal interests, challenging them to present their 2-year legislative blueprints to the people of Rivers State for assessment. He reminded them that their core responsibility include lawmaking, oversight and ensuring accountability to their constituencies, adding that the lawmakers must be prepared to answer critical questions from the electorate when the next electioneering period begins.
They are elected and sworn in to serve Rivers people, and they are paid from taxpayers' monies of Rivers people. Any day they sit, anytime they meet, they ought to meet because they want to make laws for good governance of the state. But like I've said earlier, they have abandoned their primary purpose. The primary purpose for which we elected them, they have abandoned it to endorsement. Rivers people will vote all of them out for non-performance, abdication of duties. They are going to the pool. Nobody will sit down anywhere and write their name. They will go and face Rivers people during the election, and Rivers people will pay them back during the election.
The Chief Judge of Rivers State, Justice Simeon Chibuzo Amadi, has directed that judges of the High Court of Rivers State will observe their Christmas vacation from Tuesday, 23rd December 2025 to Friday, 9th January 2026. The announcement made through the Chief Registrar, David Ihua Maduenyi, stated that normal court sittings will resume on Monday, 12th January 2026. According to the statement, the directive is issued in compliance with Order 49, Rule 4, Section 6, of the High Court of Rivers State Civil Procedure Rules to 2023. During the vacation period, all judicial divisions of the High Court will remain closed except for urgent matters. A vacation judge has been designated to handle only urgent applications filed during this period. Commercial drivers under the aegis of the Self-Employed Drivers Welfare in Rivers State have raised alarm over alleged harassment and extortion by individuals posing as Obiakpo Local Government Task Force officials. The National Publicity Secretary of the association, Abel Williams, made the allegations during their monthly forum, stating that the purported task force operatives have assumed duties reserved for the Federal Road Safety Corps and the Nigerian Police, including inspecting vehicle tires under the guise of road decongestion. Williams, who also serves as the Choba branch chairman of the association, further alleged that individuals seized vehicles from commercial drivers for supposed wrong parking, towed them to a location along SARS road axis, and extort between 40 and 50,000 naira before releasing the vehicles. He called on the Obiakpo Local Government Authority and the River State Government to urgently intervene, warning that if the alleged illegal activities persist, commercial drivers may be forced to withdraw their services.
Concerning that very issue is the so-called Obiakpo Local Government Task Force apprehending our drivers illegally that they are tax force for wrong parking. They are not even asking for ticket anymore because virtually all of the drivers buy their ticket now. And sometimes they will stop a driver and tell him, look at your tire, they apprehend him. They will tell you, are you going to my tree? Enter his vehicle and apprehend him. Take them to SAS Road and demand for huge sum of money, sometimes 69,000, 49,000, and 59,000 as the case may be. So I think it's alarming and the drivers are really bitter about it. I'm not really sure the local government chairman is aware of this outrageous money they collect from drivers. So we are calling on the local government chairman to readdress this issue.
On his part, the Deputy National President of the Self-Employed Drivers Welfare, Tari Bangi Iabi, said their members have been law-abiding in all ramifications and have used every available channel to report the alleged illegal activities of the suspected task force operatives to the appropriate authorities, warning that if urgent intervention is not provided, the drivers may be left with no choice but to defend themselves. Bangi Iabi stressed that the group is not opposed to task force jobs being used as a source of employment for young people, but insisted that those entrusted with such opportunities must operate within the confines of the law.
Self-Employed Drivers Welfare Initiative is a law-abiding organization, and we are very mindful of the position of the law in whatever we do. We're not just mindful of the position of the law, we inculcate this in our drivers. Our drivers know that we are strictly law-abiding organization. But let's be realistic. There is a limit to how you can push citizens who are law-abiding to continue to remain law-abiding, especially when all possible means of communicating their discomfort to the government or to the appropriate authority has been done, and yet this thing continue to persist. A time shall come they'll be forced to defend themselves. That is where we're heading to.
The Chief Security Officer of Rumekini Town in Obiakpo Local Government Area, John Chinda, has urged parents and guardians to closely monitor their children, particularly during the festive period. The warning following the apprehension of an alleged child trafficker who attempted to abduct a baby in the community. The suspect was caught after the baby's mother and neighbors raised the alarm and was subsequently handed over to the Choba Police Division for further investigation. Chinda emphasized the importance of vigilance and encouraged residents to support and report any suspicious activities to the authorities.
This security that we are doing is not one man's business. It's business of everybody. Although I'm just in my office this morning before I get a call. One woman went to kidnap a girl from their shop direct, which I sent my men. When they get there, and bring her completely. And since then that they bring her, I started, if I can hear one thing from her, she paused completely. She couldn't talk, if not now. So as it is now, the way I'm seeing it, let me hand over to police, see if he can mention one or two things that we can follow up. Is that we want to advise people, because it is, if you can look at us who don't rest, we follow up every day. So anybody that will caught in this form, neither by criminal way, you will take, the law will hold you accordingly.
On his part, the baby's father, who preferred to remain anonymous, recounted how the woman tried to flee with the child before being stopped.
Got into the office when the mom called me, and I was hearing noise on the background, and I asked her what was going on. She now told me that somebody came to steal the baby. So what happened? She said the baby was lying down on her table. She's actually a seamstress. She was on the table sleeping, and the woman came in straight to where the baby was, grabbed her before the mother now turned and rushed after her and was asking her, "Madam, what is it? What is it?" So she took the baby from her and handed over the baby to the next neighbor. Initially, she went after the baby again in the hand of the mother's neighbor.
You're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Please stay with us.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Thanks for staying with us now, the rest of our stories. The caretaker youth president of Obrekom Youth Association in Ogba, Egbema, Ndoni local government area, Wogu Peter Udo, has called for unity among residents to address the security challenges facing the country. Speaking to newsmen in Obrekom community, Peter Udo urged citizens to treat security as a collective responsibility by reporting suspicious activities to security agencies and OSPAC.
The herdsmen has entered even our communities, has entered into the local government Onega. And I want to say this to every youth leader in Onega as a whole. We must build a strong bond. We must build a formidable force. We must build a body. Together, oneness, everybody should shave their knives and swords. At this moment, security is not a one-man business. It is a collective business. You must not be a security man, an officer, for you to be security conscious. In our communities, in our environments, at this moment, we all need to bring our eyes down, be very conscious, be observant. If possible, avoid a late-night movement.
In his remarks, OSPAC Commander Gift Uzo condemned the practice of granting amnesty to criminals, describing it as unacceptable.
We are aware of the security challenges in the country. We are not ignorant of the challenges. But by the grace of God, we are appealing to those hoodlums to at least embrace peace. Because sometimes the government that be, they value those who carry gun and give them amnesty and give them a lot of money. But those who are law-abiding citizens, nothing for them. That is why so many persons are seeing it that carrying gun or becoming a terrorist is the only way. But it's a wrong way. So we are telling them to choose that and make sure that we maintain peace and order.
Members of Egbema Grammar School Okuzi Old Students Association have announced plans for a major reunion many years after graduating from the school located in Ogba, Egbema, Ndoni local government area of Rivers State. In a statement jointly signed by the President General, retired Deputy Superintendent of Police, Felix Nwandibiye, and the alternate chairman of the Homecoming Committee, Dr. Kennedy Oso, the association said this will be the first time old students are collectively returning to the school since the body was formed in 2021. According to the statement, the reunion will feature, among other activities, the handover of renovated school blocks to the school authorities by the association. The school, which commenced academic activities on October 7, 1977, is said to have produced captains of industries, academics, senior security officers, politicians, traditional rulers, and other notable personalities. The statement urged all old students to participate in the event, which begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow, with members converging at Ikiri Road Junction, Omoku, for a musical motorcade to Okozi, scheduled to depart at 11:30. The people of Ubia clan in Ahoda West local government area of Rivers State have elected new leaders to steer the affairs of the clan's youth body, with Victor Chinwe emerging as the youth president. The newly elected youth executive is tasked with working closely with traditional rulers and other key stakeholders to promote development across the clan. They are also expected to support security agencies in addressing crime, criminality, and other social vices within the area. Speaking after the election, the Electoral Committee Chairman, Gode Odiereke, who described the process held in Ubeta community as peaceful and transparent, confirmed that Victor Chinwe secured the highest number of votes and was duly declared elected.
I am happy with the outcome of the election today. The election was conducted peacefully, and as such, winners emerged. In the position of the president, 42 votes were accredited, and 4 votes were avoided, and valid vote 38. And Honorable Chinwa Victor Loveday is declared winner of the election. He is hereby returned elected.
In his acceptance speech, the newly elected president of the Ubia Clan Youth Assembly, Victor Chinwe, while commending the peaceful atmosphere that characterized the election and the people of Ubia for their support and pledge to run an all-inclusive government.
It was nice anyway. I have to give glory to God Almighty for sparing us the grace for the free, fair, and credible election that was being conducted at Ubeta, the headquarters of Ubie. It was nice anyway. Actually, what I intend to do is to carry everybody along to ensure that there is a peaceful atmosphere in Ubie, and then there's going to be a cooperation to ensure that we work in unison, and then see how Ubie youth succeed in every endeavor of the doings within the oil-rich communities.
On the foreign scene, Russian President Vladimir Putin says Russia is not seeking to rejoin the group of 7, G7, leading industrial nations amid ongoing discussions over the war in Ukraine. Speaking during a visit to India earlier today, Putin said, as reported by Russian state news emergency TASS, the G7's share of the global economy has been shrinking for years. The G7 consists of Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States, with the European Union participating in discussions. Russia, previously part of the G8, was excluded following its annexation of Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula in 2014, leaving the remaining members united as Western democracies. Putin noted that the possibility of Russia rejoining the G7 was not discussed with the U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff or Donald Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, who recently visited Moscow to discuss a U.S.-backed plan to end the Ukraine war. While Russia was admitted to the G8 in 1998 more for its political influence than economic strength, suggestions for its return to the G7 has already sparked debate. Meanwhile, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has criticized the proposal, saying that G7 members are not ready for Russia's readmission. To end the news, here's a summary of the major stories. The House of Rep has given up PAP coordination 72-hour ultimatum over 26 billion naira audit queries. Commercial drivers in Rivers State have raised alarm over intimidation and imposition of unlawful levies by suspected Obiakpor tax force. We told you that the caretaker youth president of Obrekom in Egbema and Doniliko government area has called for unity among residents to address security challenges across the nation. And on the foreign scene, you also heard that President Vladimir Putin has ruled out the possibility of Russia rejoining the G7. That was the news that's edited by Stella Sasongo Korea. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com, on Facebook at Today95.1fm, on Instagram at TodayFM951, on X at TodayFM951. You can also join our YouTube live at Today95.1fm. I'm Rona Agbara. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
between the two neighbours in October. The border's been closed since the conflict. BBC News.
Hello there, I'm Nkechi Obonna with Focus on Africa. A Zambian-American social media influencer has been sentenced to jail for criticizing the president in a series of videos online, sparking reactions about the country's social media laws and freedom of expression.
Zambia is quite politically polarized at the moment, and the opinion is dependent on which side of the divide you're on. Those that are pro-ruling party will most certainly tell you that insults online and people are talking too much and the law must take its course. It's a very famous line. The law must take its course back home.
And insect trafficking is fast becoming a meal ticket for many who engage in this illegal trade. We look at the impact of trading these small creatures on the wider environment.
They like seeing how ants live in colonies and how they construct their nests. So if you go onto the internet, you'll see there are quite a couple of websites where people get a chance to buy the ants and then they take them and grow a colony out of it.
It's Thursday, December 4th. A social media influencer and political blogger has been sentenced to 18 months in prison in Zambia. Ethel Chisono Edwards, who was born in Zambia but also holds U.S. citizenship, was jailed for making insulting remarks about President Hakainde Hichilema. Here is how Zambians have been reacting to Ethel's sentencing.
I didn't watch her videos because I'm very careful about what I let myself be exposed to, and it's like she was going out of her way to just say a lot of mean things. And the way they report and narrate the story is as if, yes, he has gone ahead and removed that clause that punishes people for saying anything negative about the president, but then they use other channels to punish, and with this one they use the cyber crimes. I am all for freedom of speech, but I think she was just misusing her freedom of speech.
I actually think she's quite lucky to get the 18 months. It could have been more. It should have been more because, yes, I just don't think insulting our head of state is the right way. Let's provide objective checks and balances, but insulting, I think that's just crossing the line.
Zambia introduced a controversial cybercrime law this year. Critics of the law say it infringes on freedoms of speech and expression. I've been speaking with my colleague Dingin Daba Jonah Buyoya, who is from Zambia but now works with me here at the BBC studios in Nairobi. Dingin Daba, you're from Zambia. How long have you been in Nairobi?
I've been here for 2 months now. Nairobi is nice. I don't think there's such a huge difference between Lusaka, where I'm from, and Nairobi, and I think that's been the consolation, that it's pretty chill. It feels like home.
Ah, nice. That's all that matters. We're talking about a Zambian-American influencer, Ethel Edwards. She's also known as One Boss Lady on social media. She's been a vocal critic of President Hichilema, his administration, and all of that. She was arrested. What is that about?
She was arrested because while in the U.S., she's based in the U.S., she's actually got American citizenship as well. And while based there, she grew some sort of audience on Facebook and on TikTok. She does these live videos where she passes commentary. First, it was social issues, and then she started talking about political issues as well. And in some of those videos, she would be quite explicit towards the president of Zambia. She at some point said she would contest the presidency and want to be president of Zambia. So it's been a bit of a back and forth with people from Zambia, but she's been making a lot of commentary. Some of that commentary was explicit, and she recently went to Zambia to bury her grandmother. And when she went there, unfortunately she couldn't leave because she was arrested because of her live videos.
Okay, first off, before we get into whether it's common or not, she pleaded guilty and she was given 18 months in prison. But her lawyer said she was remorseful, about the things she had said about the administration. Did that count in her case?
The Ethel that you would see on her live videos was completely different from the one that you would see at the court proceedings. And this was because she acknowledged that she had done something wrong, and I guess at some point there was just no way out of it. But the magistrate who was in charge of this case also argued that there had been a rising number of people that were using social media to abuse other people, whether or not it's the president, and wanted to use it as an opportunity to send a message to people that are using social media in the country. She is one of the first people to feel the wrath of this new cyber law. We've had it since 2021, but it was recently amended for much stiffer laws, and I guess this is us seeing these laws in action against Ethel.
Now, what does this say about social media laws and the way people use social media, especially when it comes to criticizing governments or institutions in Zambia? Is this something that is prevalent?
This may be a bit of a different case, but I think that over the last few years, over the last few months, a lot of people have been feeling a bit held back in terms of their ability to express themselves. The cyber laws are quite stiff and ambiguous because a lot of things could pass for a crime. It's not been very clear in terms of what constitutes harassment, for example. They're just very broad laws that suggest that harassment should have people sent to jail, which is very difficult because of the fact that people have to express themselves, especially when it comes to governance issues. And this has created this very thin line in what should be regarded as freedom of expression and what is going to get you in trouble. She may be the first person in the recent past to go to jail for insulting the president, but certainly a lot of other people have gone to jail for things they've said on social media. Some are out of the country at the moment and are afraid of going back home because what has happened to Ethel is going to happen to them.
Has the presidency responded in any way to this sentencing or even the apology?
Well, the president has not talked about this, but it's been a huge talking point, these cyber laws, because this president and his government, when they came into office, made it quite clear that this was not a good law. And they said it was gagging citizens' ability to confront government and speak as freely as they can. But this government has reinforced this law, and this obviously puts citizens in a very awkward position. I don't expect that the president is going to comment on this because he would obviously receive a lot of backlash given the fact that it's directly related to him as head of state, who has previously said he has nothing to do with this kind of law, abolished the defamation of the president law, and this is one of the talking points, that defamation of the president is not illegal in Zambia anymore, but it's like there are other laws now that aid the arrest of people that speak negatively of the president.
There's nobody saying you can't speak, but if you speak, you could go to jail, just like Ethel or one boss lady as she's known. But we've seen that in September of this year earlier, 2 men were arrested for attempting to use witchcraft to kill the president. Are we now seeing this arrest as a pattern going forward?
So there's a law in Zambia, which is the Anti-Witchcraft Act. It's a law that prohibits the claimants of using witchcraft. So basically the idea is that anyone that claims to have supernatural powers cannot do so. The law prohibits the claim of using supernatural powers, accusing somebody of witchcraft, claiming to be a witch. And this is the case that we have here. There were 2 gentlemen who claimed that they had been paid by someone to bewitch the president, which was against the Witchcraft Act. And so they've been sent to jail. But from the political landscape, there are a number of people that have either been arrested, jailed, or are going to court right now because of things they've said, and it's mostly related to sedition. And this is what is one of the biggest talking points in the political landscape, that people don't know how far they can go with challenging government. One of the former members of parliament now that's serving a jail term said what he said in parliament, on the floor of parliament, which in Zambia is not a crime for a member of parliament to speak on the floor of parliament. But he is in jail now because of the things he said.
Now I get a sense that there's a very thin line between freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and then keeping social media space safe for people to vent.
Also, the fact that Zambia is quite politically polarized at the moment, and the opinion is dependent on which side of the divide you're on. Those that are pro-ruling party will most certainly tell you that insults online and people are talking too much and the law must take its course. It's a very famous line. The law must take its course back home. The others on the other end feel they are not getting the opportunity to speak. This current administration's rise to office was almost entirely dependent on young people and their voices on the digital space. So they, more than anybody else, realize how important this digital space is for governance. But it's also true that there are people who just abuse digital platforms and abuse other people, hiding behind freedom of expression. So you're right, Nkechi, it's a very thin line, but that in itself is also what becomes the problem, that we're not able to easily and clearly identify what constitutes harassment. And it is up to the courts to interpret what constitutes harassment, or up to the arbiters or whoever it is to interpret what to make that distinction, which shouldn't be the case, because citizens must clearly be aware of what it is that they are doing wrong.
How are Zambians reacting to Ethel's sentencing? What are they saying?
It has been mixed reactions, but I have to say it's one of the times that I've seen even people from the opposition sort of finding this some sort of justification for what has happened. The videos by Ethel were quite explicit, and Zambia is a pretty conservative culture, and this was not exactly very welcome amongst them. There is a question, though, on whether this constitutes jail time. For the most part, people are saying, well, she did something wrong, but this sentence seems rather harsh, seems rather extreme.
Thanks to Dingindaba Jonah Buyoya. This is Focus on Africa from the BBC World Service. I went on the internet recently and searched for the most trafficked animals in Africa. And do you know what came up? Well, the results were not too surprising. Pangolins, elephants, which are also sought after for their ivory tusks, and rhinos for their horns. But it also turns out that criminal gangs are catching insects, colorful birds, rare snakes, lizards, and tortoises from their habitats and shipping them across the world. Experts say governments aren't just sleeping on this. They are also focusing too much on the famous animals and not enough on this smaller, highly prized species that are now the new target for wildlife crime. Now let me draw your attention to Kenya. In May of 2025, the court sentenced 4 men, including 2 Belgians and a Vietnamese national, to either pay $1,000 or face 1 year in jail for attempting to smuggle ants. They had been arrested with more than 5,000 live queen ants, estimated to be worth nearly $1 million by Kenyan authorities.
So definitely the first thing, or one thing that always traffickers are up to, is financial gain out of this. And on the platforms which are available, you see like an ant will go for almost $100, especially if you can get the queen.
To help me understand why wildlife trafficking gangs are now chasing these lesser-known species and what that really means for local communities, national economies, and the future of Africa's wildlife, I have been speaking with Samuel Mutua. He is the Senior Program Officer at the International Fund for Animal Welfare in East Africa. He started by explaining the recent case involving ants in Kenya.
It's not that this is a first practice that people usually selling or trading in ants, because one, they like seeing how ants live in colonies and how they construct their nests. So if you go onto the internet, you'll see there are quite a couple of websites where people get a chance to buy the ants and then they take them and grow a colony out of it. One, you see they are very social animals or insects. 2, they have the mastery and skill of developing houses where they live in a very complex way, where even at times even engineers try to understand how they do manage to create or build such areas where they live. There is proper documentation which should be followed when you're moving wildlife species or you're moving plant species from one place to another. These gentlemen did not have, or these traffickers did not have the right documents to move these products. 2, their method of packaging of the ants, it looked more of concealment, which means they knew that they were doing something against the law. It's only that the eyes of the law enforcement on the ground were very sharp, and they were able to identify the kind of concealment which was happening. So definitely the first thing, or one thing that always traffickers are up to, is financial gain out of this. One ant on the platforms which are available, you see, like an ant will go for almost $100, especially if you can get the queen.
$100 for a queen ant?
Yes.
That is interesting.
It can drive anyone to get into such kind of trade.
Wow. The UN says illegal wildlife trade is worth around $20 billion globally every year.
Yes.
How is this money chain affecting African countries? And are young people also being used or being pulled into the businesses?
Well, yes, young people are being attracted into this business because of getting the money, the belief of getting the money quick. The biggest chunk of the money does not get back to Africa. The youths are the ones who are ending up being arrested more. They are the ones who are filling up the jails, and their families are suffering. If it is a young parent who's been jailed, let's say they have been given the maximum jail time, it has repercussions. If he has a young family, it has repercussions. If anyone from his family or anyone else was depending on him. So the chain and the impact is greater here in Africa.
But what are some of the lesser known African species that are being trafficked right now, and where exactly are they ending up?
There's a trend which is coming up of where we find reptiles are being traded, and these kind of reptiles will include things like snakes. We've seen cases in Uganda where some traffickers have been found with this kind of the snake known as the gaboon viper. And one of the reasons that we find that they're being trafficked is people want to harvest their venom, probably in a scientific way, just try to develop anti-venom from them. Some other reasons are for people's beliefs. They are used for witchcraft. You'll find different kind of tortoises being trafficked also for their shells. These lesser known species are attracting a lot of interests. There has been a concentration, yes, as you've said, on the large mammals and even law enforcement. The kind of capacity building that they are receiving mostly has just been concentrating on these large species. Where are they ending up? People fancy a lot having pets. So Europe and the US is where most of these reptiles are ending up.
Well, from your work covering the East Africa region, which is known for its safari, its vibrant biodiversity, are we talking about big criminal gangs or ordinary people trying to make money from the buyers who show up with cash?
Wildlife trafficking is a whole chain, and it's a complex chain. It starts all the way from the ground. This is where the poacher, or this is a person, will go collecting the items, or the wildlife, or the birds, or the reptiles. This is the first person on the chain. It's usually poor people living near national parks, people living near protected areas, and they are well aware of their surroundings. So this is someone who's trying to get, let's say, even $10 for that day to feed their family. And in the middle, there are brokers who now collect all these items from the different people that are contracted as poachers. The middleman will have probably a warehouse where they collect and keep on stocking those items until they are the right tonnage to be moved, either to be shipped or to be taken by air. And this is a sector where also there is a lot of cash exchange. If it is the police, if it is customs, if it is immigration who need to be facilitated to ensure that the process is smooth, or probably they turn an eye when scanning is happening, that is where there is a lot of exchange of monies or goods or services for that kind of favor. And then we usually have the kingpin. These are the rich people, well connected. They know all the channels to follow, and they have a very huge network that they control. We've talked about police, customs in some countries, military. This is someone who's very difficult to get to. The people who are usually caught are the people in the middle of the chain.
Can you explain the impact of losing these lesser-known species, especially as it concerns our food, water, climate, or even the ecosystem in general?
Ants, we know they play a very big role in terms of, one, how aeration of the soil happens. Definitely as they burrow through the small tunnels that they create as they are going to their nest or building their nest helps in the circulation of air in the soil. And this helps in farmers who are using the soil for planting different kind of crops. As they are also burrowing, they are also helping mixing of the humus contact. They might look small, and the small things that they carry, it is mixed up with the soil, and this helps the soil to become fertile. When the soil is fertile, definitely we know things like grass will grow. Grass is very beneficial to very different kind of herbivores. Even for the cattle that people keep, the livestock in the wilderness will rely on this grass. And you'll find, especially in an area where there is a lot of those ants on the ground, the farmers don't rely a lot on these commercial fertilizers. In some areas, especially, or in some cultures, especially here in Kenya, people associate the movement with ants with different weather patterns. So if, let's say, ants are moving from, this is just hypothetical, but if they're moving from north to east, and in some cultures, people will associate them with the coming of rain. Because one, they are able to tell that there is rain coming by, we need to start constructing nests where it's drier. And the farmers are able to plan themselves.
Now, for our audiences who are animal lovers, but they feel very powerless because either this trade is happening around their neighborhood and they do not know what to do, or they know someone who's benefiting from illegal trade of wildlife. What top 3 or top 5 practical things can they do to avoid fueling this trade and to help protect this lesser known species?
For any animal lover is just being on the watch out, first of all. There are telltale signs that my neighbor or your neighbor is acting or is involved in this kind of trade, either for bushmeat consumption or either just for getting a penny out of it and selling it to the next person or to the trader or the broker. Voice out and shine light on whatever you might know that is happening around you. In that way, you'll have put a fingerprint or a finger stamp on protecting and ensuring that the animals live longer and they are conserved. How do you do this? Just you can be a whistleblower, or you can just act anonymously and pass out information to the law enforcement agencies which are just close to you.
Many thanks to Samuel Mutua, Senior Program Officer at the International Fund for Animal Welfare in East Africa. Focus on Africa was put together by Bella Twine and Lee Trong in Nairobi. Makwachi Okafor was in Lagos. Charles Gitonga was the senior journalist in charge. Jonathan Mwangi and Philip Bull mixed it. Our editors are Samuel Murunga and Mariam Abdallah. Do you have some feedback or suggestions of stories you'd like to hear on the program? Speak to us on social media at BBC Africa or email us on focusonafrica@bbc.co.uk. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp. Our number is +44 78 42 61 7766. I'm Nkechi Ubunna. Speak again soon.
Tune in for a journey beyond the ordinary.
Fasten your seatbelts.
We are not just a station, we are the station. Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
politics, lifestyle, you name it. The frequency of choice. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
We serve you the latest update on everything. Today, 95.1 FM. We are the voice of the people.
The voice of the people.
Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.
Stay informed, stay ahead. Tune in to Today 95.1 FM for the latest news and exciting sports updates. Your trusted source for everything you need to know. Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Maybe home is somebody's smile when they look at you for the first time. Maybe home is being a home to something you love and adore with all your heart. And that is what life, friendship, and love are all about. Maybe home is listening to all of your favorite shows on Today 95.1 FM. We create memories. We inspire comfort. We are the voice of the people, and we are home away from home.